everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I'm excited to get back into some filming. Yeah, so today I wanted to do a little bit of a pastel look. Pastels and neons are like having a moment. I have done kind of like bright neon-y liner, I guess, but today I wanted to do more of a pastel canvas of shadow, and I think I want to do a nice white liner and just kind of see how that goes. Everything else is going to be pretty basic and pretty simple. I'm not sure, maybe I will talk you through some of the steps. We'll see how quickly I kind of get the ball a-rolling. But yeah, hope you're all doing well. Thank you again for being here. I'm looking for some primer, but I also actually really want, you know, me and my chapstick. Yeah, my lips. I've been having, I don't really know what the issue is because I haven't been using any sort of beeswax on my lips. I'm going to prime my eyes with some Milani eyeshadow primer. And I've been having kind of like dryness around my lips, which is just something I haven't really experienced before. So I don't know why it's happening or why it's coming on. So I went to just using Vaseline at night. I am a pretty bad like mouth breather, and I think that, I mean, I feel like I've probably always been a mouth breather for sleep-wise, but I think definitely when I was like super obese, I probably really had a bad habit of mouth breathing because I had a hard time just breathing in general. I mean, I couldn't even make it up a flight of stairs, so, you know, I feel like that comes into play and probably also came into play when I was trying to sleep. But anyway, my lips have been kind of chapped. I haven't worn makeup for a couple weeks, so I'm hoping everything is gonna be okay today. I probably won't keep the makeup on for long, but anyway, I'm gonna go into my Milani Prime Light for my face as well. I've been really liking this. If you've seen any of my past videos, I've been using this. And I just like how it makes the skin look. I think the skin really looks nice and fresh and dewy. It kind of has like a somewhat of a smell, but it's not terrible or anything. But for primer, I kind of like to, not necessarily, it's a bit of a drag and press in kind of motion. For primer, what do I want to say? For pore minimizing primer, that is a bit more of that silicone feel, especially around your nose. You kind of want to press the product into the pores. That's kind of the point of the product. This one, I don't believe, I mean, they probably say, yeah, they do on the back. It says pore minimizing, but this one is much more, I think, of like a hydrating kind of feeling primer. And boy, does that feel nice. I'm just going to wick my hair to the back a little bit. You won't be able to see my shirt, but I love this mantra. The shirt's got like a little flower on it, and it says something like, you grow through what you go through. Preach. I love that. So let me talk to you a little bit about what shadows I'm using today. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm almost certain I'm going to be using my Mercury Retrograde palette, which has some beautiful kind of pastel-esque shades here. I have this really beautiful haze color, which I used with my Melt Cosmetics palette. That was just a stunning, stunning color and shade. And then there's also this Libra color, this really pretty kind of lilac. But then additionally, in the Natasha Denona Tropic palette, there is a really nice Xena color down here, which is a really pretty lilac-y kind of purple. So I think what I want to do is kind of have a purple crease, and then we'll go into more of a green haziness onto the lid and keep it pretty simple. It is me after all. I will probably want to do so much glitter or shine, but I'm gonna try my darndest to just keep it matte today. Maybe I'll have a little bit of an inner corner shimmer, but I want things to be pretty matte overall on the eye area. I want the skin to be really fresh and glowy and dewy. So first up, to go through, we're gonna build a little bit of a canvas on our lid. I'm gonna take just like a fluffy brush here. I'm going to go in, let's see, between these two palettes, which one do I want to go with of kind of a light shade? Because I don't think I want too much color really in my transition area beyond the purple. So I think I'm just gonna go into this Momentum color, which is pretty close to my skin tone. Tap in my brush a little bit, go right into this transition area and a bit under the brow, and just build that up on both eyes. All right, so I've put that kind of in the transition area. I don't even know if you can really see it, but it should be helping my shadows blend when I get there. Now, it looks like the Libra color is definitely a lighter shade than Xena within the Natasha Denona palette. And when I swatch here, we'll definitely see the difference too. So Libra is much more of kind of like a pink-based lilac, and Xena is much more of a deeper kind of purple. So with the same kind of brush that I have, this more fluffy crease brush, I'm gonna go into Libra and I'm gonna build that up into my crease area and transition area a bit, and just keep that on the outer portion and bring it in. And I'm gonna build up some color on both of these eyes. Ooh, did my voice go real high at the end of that? I just think that Libra color is so pretty, such a pretty purpley lilac shade. I'm now gonna go back into Momentum, that kind of lighter shade that was close to my skin tone, and I'm just going to buff out that edge ever so slightly, just so that we have a really nice blend around that edge transition area. I also just tweezed my brows the other day, and boy, is that a nice feeling when your brows be done. Well, not done, but they're just like, when you just don't see any stragglers in the hairs, it's just a good feeling. I don't know why. I do have a brow product I'm excited to play with today. I used it once without kind of filling in my brows, and I really liked the look, so I think that will be fun. I have a pretty full brow the way it is, but anyways, now we're gonna go into a bit more of a tapered crease brush. This is the Morphe E22. I really love the shape of this for my crease for the outer area. So now I'm going to go into the Natasha Denona palette, the Tropic palette, which currently on Sephora's website is on sale for, I think, like 66 bucks, which is actually a steal for Natasha Denona. Still way too overpriced for eyeshadow, but just saying, if you've ever been interested in it or you wanted to get it, it's on sale right now. Also, if you use like what was formerly known as Ebates, now Rakuten, I think they're offering 8% back as well, which would just help you save some more money. Anyways, now I'm gonna pop this Xena color into the crease. I don't really want a super defined crease, but I do want some definition. So I'm gonna go in, pop this into the crease, and build up a little bit of definition. All right, so I've built up that purple. I'm gonna go back into Libra, kind of blend out that crease transition area again. Libra is that lighter purple, just so that we don't lose that pretty color either. Just because we may have lost some of the color when blending in that deeper one. The deeper purple, I mean. All right, now going into haze. I kind of wonder if I need to put any sort of like Milk NYX primer here on the lid, just so that the color shows up, but I guess we can try haze just on my finger and pack it on and see what comes of the shade. She pigmented. Now, is this like an 80s color palette or what? Definitely 80s vibes, which I ain't mad at. I really am not. What a beautiful bright color. It's not really very pastel now that I have it all packed on the lid here. Don't worry, we're gonna go out and kind of add and blend out those edges a bit, but just a really fun shade. Okay, now I'm gonna go back in, blend out kind of the corner and add some Xena more into this kind of outer third area. Pop it over a bit of the haze color. I'm gonna take Xena on my finger as well. Just kind of tap that into the corner, and then I'll go back into haze and tap that over as well, and kind of just blend the two with my finger, just so that there's a nice blend in that outer edge. Okay, I'm not mad at it. I'm going to go into Momentum again and kind of buff out this edge where the light purple is up into the brow, because I don't know if I'm really going to add much of a brow highlight. Maybe I'll add a bit of what my face highlight is, but ooh, did I just have like a weird croaky frogginess in my voice? So having that all buffed out, it's just a really interesting kind of color palette, and I think will look really cool and very 80s. This is really, reminds me, okay, bit of a story, reminds me of a mall, was it in Oshkosh? There was an outlet mall in Wisconsin that we would go, or maybe it was over the border in Illinois. Anyway, there was an outlet mall that we would go to, and on the floor were these tiles that had like these exact colors, and it always reminded me of just the 80s and just kind of old school nostalgia feel. But anyway, these colors. I want to pop on a white liner with this look. Should I do that now? Actually, I think I'll do my face first. And maybe I will walk you through a bit of my face steps just because the eye isn't as involved today. So for my face steps, usually the first thing I do at this point is go into a color corrector. I just need to find where mine is. Found her. I swear to you, this took probably 4 minutes to find. She was hiding behind my setting spray. Anyway, so this is the LA Girl Pro Conceal. I'm going to take this, let me grab a littler mirror, got one. So I'm going to take this and put this right in the dark kind of caverns of my eyes where there are any blue kind of discoloration, because that's where this orangey pigment is really gonna come in play. I also don't mind it over blemishes. I think it helps kind of mask those. So I'm gonna kind of go over redness with this and any sort of blemishes that I think it might help, but mainly it's going to help right under the under eye with any sort of bluish colors, bluish greenish. Now I'm just going to blend it out with a damp sponge. I am not a big brush person when it comes to my kind of face steps. I've always much more preferred a sponge. I think it looks a bit more natural on the skin than a brush does. However, I do have a Clarisonic that has the foundation. I have the foundation head, and that is obviously a brush that spins really fast, and I would like to try that. Because obviously I own it, so why not try it? It came in the bundle that I bought. But here we can see that I've kind of tapped out this color corrector over blemishes and kind of that darkness. Next, I'm going to go into one pump of my foundation. I really love this Maybelline, what is this again? The 24-hour Superstay foundation. I've been using this for quite a while. When I find a drugstore foundation that I like, I kind of just stick to it just because I will try different foundations, but that's definitely not my favorite thing to do. I'm much more somebody who loves to play with eyeshadow. But I've wanted to look more into like some BB creams, so that might be something I'll look into next. But here, I took one pump of the foundation onto the sponge. I directly put it on the sponge, and then I just kind of tap it all around my face. And then I just kind of start to blend it in. I kind of go along the jawline. Don't mind me if I look kind of in my mirror over here, just so I can get a bigger picture. Up into my chin area. I'm gonna go kind of lightly around my mouth because that's where I have the driedness of my lips. But usually around the nose has quite a lot of redness, so I'll tap there. On the forehead, definitely want to get that blended through. And I have, you know, as Tyra Banks called it, 5-finger forehead. I got a big forehead. I got a big head really in general. Again, blend down the nose, across the eye space, around, get into crevices and creases. Just want to really blend it out nice. And then anything left over, I blend down the neck because you don't want to have that line of, you know, foundation to skin. That ain't cute. So you can definitely see there is a kind of a wash of the color and the foundation across the skin. This is definitely a buildable foundation. I could do another pump and really kind of get it going, but I just use concealer to really kind of make sure things are concealed to what I like. I like the Master Conceal. This is also by Maybelline. Put a little bit on my finger. And this stuff is really potent. So any sort of blemishes you have will really be taken care of with this stuff. I don't particularly love this under the eye because it is quite thick. I like something a bit more like Age Rewind, which this one's almost gone. Also a Maybelline product. So maybe I just really like Maybelline's face products. But it just, really thick concealer under the eyes for me usually just collects into the creases, which just, that ain't a cute look. People don't like that. I don't like that. All right, so kind of blend it out. My problem blemishy areas. I'm going to take the Master Precise, which is almost gone, or not Master Precise, the Age Rewind, excuse me. Tap that under the eye. And I also have some Jeffree Star Concealer, which I quite enjoy. This is a really light color, so I only use kind of like one little dot of it right in this kind of lighter area. She's potent. I mean, she's a very, very potent concealer. So that's why I just do a little hit of it right into the corner to keep that the most brightened area. And I don't really try to overdo the concealer, just because I also don't think that that's a super cute look. Concealer is something that's, you know, to be blended, something that's, you know, as I start in and I work out, the product is supposed to blend out. You know, you don't want to have so much concealer throughout this whole area that when you keep blending, you're just going into your hairline. As you blend it out, you want to keep that nice bright focus right within, usually under the eye, nice and brightened. And I think I want to conceal a little bit more on my blemishes. I'll go into my Master Conceal and hit those guys a little more. And then we will go into Laura Mercier, which is the powder that I enjoy. So sometimes your finger can also be a better blender over blemishes than your sponge if you just need the right kind of hit of concealer. Ooh, it's warm. I'm sweating. I can see I'm sweating. All right. But now that we have kind of my face, all of the liquids done, I might want to add a little bit of a liquid highlight or a cream highlight. So let me see. This one's a really bright kind of lilac-y, and this one's just extremely bright I just think it's maybe a bit more pinky toned. It's so beautiful though. Both of these highlights are really, oh, so pretty. I'm gonna take this lighter pink one and place that right on my cheeks just before I do any of the powders, just because usually you want to do cream products with liquid products, because if you do this on top of powdered products, more often than not, they will pick up your powder products, whatever they may be. I'm gonna add a little bit more of this. This is the, again, Maybelline Master Strobing liquid, but it's just so pretty. There is so much in this tube. I don't know, after, you know, you hit it up onto the top points of the cheeks, maybe a little bit across the bridge of the nose. I don't know how anybody is supposed to use this up. There is so much product in here, but really nice, really pretty, just a really cool kind of sheen put onto the face. So now with Laura Mercier, I pop a little bit of the powder into the cap, just to hit a little bit. Then I go into my e.l.f. kind of small tapered-y brush, which desperately needs a wash. Gross, I know, I'm so sorry. But I'm gonna pop into my powder. I kind of tap out any creases that I may have under the eye, and I do a nice little light tap right under the eye, and I catch also the nose. Again, on the other side, tap under the eye, get out any creases, and then tap right under with a little bit of powder. And I don't do a lot of powder because I don't think it's something that I personally need, because I'm now gonna go in with not only blush, but a bronzer, and both of those are also powdered products, so I don't need to have powder on top of powder on top of powder. I want to keep it, you know, as fresh and as light as possible. I think we can use some butter bronzer here, so I'm going to tap into that Physicians Formula, go along my hairline. I usually kind of first go right into the corner and kind of brush and do strokes up. Again, right into the corner, and I kind of brush right into the hairline. Then with what's left, I go into the point of your cheek below your cheekbone to try to carve out your cheekbones. This is supposed to definitely be just like a natural bit. As I have lost weight, I've definitely had a bit more natural definition in this area. Then I also like to hit right below the chin. Whatever's left on the brush. I don't like to do too much, but I definitely like to bronze up a little bit. And if you want to add more, add a little bit more. But that's about as good as I need or would like. Now, figuring out what blush. Now, this is so 80s to me. Like, if I were to keep this with the eye of what's going on, too much for me. So I'm going to go into, let's see, what shall we use? Maybe my tried and true, one of my favorites, if I can find it. I just love this color. And the sheen that comes off of this beautiful dandelion, kind of like blush topper, but I just use it as blush. So I just smile and I hit this on the top kind of appley points in my cheek. Then I also run whatever's on my brush kind of across my nose, because I want it to be a bit more, you know, realistic, I guess. It just helps, I think, a bit of the continuity of how your face looks just in general. Then let's add a little bit of highlight. I think I'm gonna go into my Makeup Geek one, just because this is a really pretty kind of pink highlight. Take a highlighting brush, tap in just a little bit. Don't need a lot because I already put that highlighter down, and kind of grace under the brow a little bit as well. But you can just see it is popping because I've already put that cream highlight on underneath. Ooh, 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 ooh. I do a little bit down the nose, a little bit on the tip of the nose, maybe a bit above the Cupid's bow. But that's about that. Now we can do some brows. I really like a skinny kind of brow pencil. Let me find her. I use the one from NYX. Now, like I was saying before, I have a fair amount of hair when it comes to my brows. So I kind of like to go in and add just a little bit more in the front section. And I do little strokes kind of up, brush strokes in a sense of using this applicator. Then I kind of just follow the hairs and I go along the top and the bottom and I brush through. Then as I get to the arch of my brow, I start to kind of bring down and fill out that top. And then I fill out the ends just a little bit. And this will all be spoolied out because I certainly don't like how dark it looks without spooling it out. I don't think it looks very natural or nice. I like to definitely get it to a point where, you know, there's maybe a bit more color that's added because of the pencil, but I don't want so much so that it looks like, oh wow, your eyebrows are drawn on. Like, I have enough hair. I don't need it to be something that's so full coverage. Obviously, if that's something you're looking for or something you need, then keep what you need to keep. All right, so now, and what's nice is this NYX pencil. I think it's just a micro brow pencil is what they call it. Yep, micro brow pencil. And turn it around, you have the spoolie on the other side, and just spoolie out the hairs, bring them up, just like that, and it really helps to make it a bit more natural, and it will spoolie out any mistakes you've made as well. Keep that going. Ooh, you can just see I am sweating. It's funny because it's not that hot today either. It's probably just these lights make me sweat. So I'm now going to go into the Almay Brow Styler, which I think is a product I really could use on its own, but I wanted to get these brows real on point today. So it is definitely a tinted brow gel. So I'm gonna go through and add some of the gelness into the brow hairs, and then also just kind of brush the hairs how I want them to be. I don't really use tinted brow gels often because, like I said, I kind of have enough brow hair the way it is, but I really wanted something, I wanted to try one that had a bit more probably hold than the clear brow gel that I've been using from e.l.f. And don't get me wrong, e.l.f. is great for a lot of things, but they're definitely not, you know, the creme de la creme. You're paying what you get from any things that you buy off of e.l.f. But e.l.f. has great products, but really wanted to try this Almay Brow Styler, which I enjoy. It's just, I think it helps to really kind of define the brows a little bit more. So let's do kind of this bottom lash line before we actually go into lining, because I probably won't be able to talk too much while I line anyway. So I'm just gonna blow out kind of some of this purple underneath. So I'm gonna go into Xena in a pencil brush, and I'm going to go right underneath my lower lash line. Then I'm going to take my fluffier brush and go into the lighter purple and just kind of take it right on the tip of this fluffy brush and keep my brush pointed up, and I'm just going to feather it out, this edge, and really keep it blended out. And then last but not least, I'm going to go back into Momentum, the color kind of like my skin tone, and blend it out as well. Now, For liner, I think for inner rim liner, I want to do a purple if I have one. So let me see if I can find one here. I have kind of a darker purple pencil. Let's see if she will enter in that inner rim in any easy sense. A little bit, yeah. I'm also going to tightline with the same color on the upper lids. That upper lid space. The easiest way for me to do this is closing my eye and just kind of running the liner. I just kind of feel where that top inner rim is and just kind of wipe it along that upper area. It'll just help your lashes look a bit thicker. And then we are now going to try this white liner. Now I haven't had, truthfully, the best luck with the brush that comes on this NYX white liner. But I think I'll probably try it and see how I do. If not, I will pull in probably my Suva Beauty liner brush to try to help me get a nice little wing, but I'm definitely gonna go for a white lined wing, and I will bring you back when I am done with that step. I must say, I know I'm gonna look nuts without my mascara on. This is not an easy white liner to work with. I definitely want to get Space Panda from Suva Beauty because I know that that liner is going to work better than this one. Obviously, this one was probably pretty cheap, like $5 or something, but I think Suva Beauty's is only like 12 or 15 or something. But yeah, it's just not a super easy applicator, one thing. But I do love how the white looks against kind of the more pastel colors. That was definitely what I was going for. I'm gonna try to remove some of it that got on my lid or on my lashes because I don't think it will be really nice to put mascara over that. And I also think it's going to be very difficult to curl my lashes, which is always an issue for me because my lashes like to point down. So I'm gonna wait till this fully dries. Oh, also in the meantime, I noticed I wanted to get a little bit of highlight, just a little bit in the inner corner. I'm going to use the highlight that I used on my face just because I have a bit of it under my brow. But obviously with the white, it's not going to be the thing that catches the light. The white is going to be the main focal point. So I'm gonna see if I can get some of that white liner off of my lashes, curl my lashes, get some mascara on, and I will bring you back in for just a little bit of lip. Right, now let's just do some lip and we will be done with this look. I kind of want to go in with some more chapstick. My lips already feel pretty dry. And I think it will probably just be maybe a little gloss today. Shocker, I know, Ashley wants some gloss. We are all stunned. I think I'm just gonna do something, this isn't clear, but it has some like pink reflect, which I think would look pretty with what's on the eye. All right, and there we have it. We got a nice glossy lip. We got some pastelness on the eyes. I think this look would have been a little bit more effective without this white liner, but I really wanted the white liner against the pastels. I just don't like this white liner. I really don't. I don't think it's easy to work with, and I just want to get Space Panda because I think it's better. Space Panda, by the way, is the white version of these Suva Beauty liners, the Hydra liners. Yeah, I think this look also would have looked nice with black, a nice black wing, but I think the white wing is really what kind of makes it pop and be fun and a little different. But yeah, thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed kind of a little bit of more of the steps as I went through my face. Again, I just usually like kind of glowy skin, try not to add too much powder because you got bronzer and blush and highlight, which are all powder products. But yeah, I think overall, I actually like how it turned out. It wasn't super difficult, so that's what I think is kind of fun about it. It is just something different in the sense of it's pastel and I mean, it's still pretty bright, I won't lie. These are still some bold colors. They're just more, you know, not like neon or anything. All right, Again, thanks for being here. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, or whatever you may be doing. Thanks again. Bye, guys.